Okay, one sec. Almost there. Sorry. Okay. Okay, I think I'm ready. And you guys have you guys have 3, so you can get started. I'm sure Karen will jump in here shortly.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna run the meeting tonight, so please bear with me if it's not perfect. All right, so time now is 5:37, and we do have a quorum established since we've got our 3 out of 5. We need to go ahead and approve the minutes for September, if everybody has had a chance to look at those. Is everybody okay? Or did you want to take a second, Beth? Can't hear you, sister.
I also just need to look and see what format I'm using here.
Okay, you're good.
Give me just a second. Okay. I move to approve the minutes from the meeting dated October 2nd, 2024.
Okay. Motion by Beth. Anybody for a second? And Rick seconded it. I saw his lips move.
Okay.
Don't forget to turn on your microphone.
Incredibly sorry, love. Yes, I second it.
I am now looking. All right, perfect. And then let's go ahead and look at the October agenda. Is there anything that we need to add, move?
Do I need to do a roll call vote?
Yes.
I don't think yet.
Okay.
Not yet. We'll do it after this.
Thank you.
I'm researching.
Okay, good.
And then I have looked at it, so if there's not any opposition, I move to approve the October agenda as written.
I'll second.
All right, so motion by Denise, approved or seconded by Beth. And now we will move on to the Finance Committee. So we've got Anna Crest here, Business Council.
Hello, everyone. So today I will be instead of Tim. Tim actually has a rehearsal today, so I let him go and said I will cover this next month as well. So let me start with my reports very quick. Sorry about that. Just 1 second. Okay, so here you go. It's my. All right, so today we have no bar for approval. Can you see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so today we have no bar for approval. There will be some bars for approval next month. We actually met today with Jen and, went over our balances. So there will be, at least 3 to 4, maybe 5 bars for the approval next month. So we will start working on that. The next report is a checklisting report. So please let me know if you have any questions. If there are any specific questions, I will take a note and team will respond to them. On the page 3, you can see the same information as a page 1, but it's just more with details, with account codes and the description.
I'm sorry, guys, to take up meeting time. I just have not had a chance to review all of it.
That's part of why we put finance committee in here, so you could have the time. You're fine.
That's good.
Yeah, no stress.
And we'll switch to page 2 because if you have any questions, that will be easier to review.
Okay. I'm good. This one, it seems pretty straightforward. I got the answer for the one I just questioned. So this one's good. I don't have any questions.
All right, thank you. So I will continue. The next report is expenditure analytical review. So today we actually met with Jen because we go a little bit over budget and operational fund, but we expect to have increase in the operational fund due to increase in enrollment, and also we will have increase in cash carryover from the prior year. So we do have some steps and plan what needs to be taken care of, so that hopefully in the next couple of months, that will be fixed.
Okay.
And then projected expenditure versus budgeted expenditure for all other funds. So there are still a couple. So we actually did have a budget adjustment request for Title I. So this fund there was a delay in submitting RFR, but I think we right now corrected the balance, so we should be able to do it this month. We did do bar for CSI through Title I as well, so this one was approved. The next reports, please let me know if you have any questions about expenditure graphs.
Yeah, Anna, if you could go back to that expenditure graph, I just want to explain a couple of things to myself being new-ish to the seat and my board being new-ish to the seat. So remember when we and I want you to kind of correct me as I go here. Remember, you budget to the rear, okay? But you budget forward. You budget forward, but you're funded to the rear. And by that I mean we set up our 5-year strategic plan with Rebecca when we brought K-12 on board, and we needed to meet, in order to meet all of our financial obligations and goals in our strategic plan, we needed to meet 160 students. We certified at 185 students. But what that means is that the increase in that operational budget, Anna had to kind of talk me off the ledge. She's like, Jen, you're going to get the money. We just got to make sure that we continue to operate at 160 the best we can until that funding and that extra cash carryover comes over. Now, my pushback to Anna was, I got that. And I feel like we're doing that well after we move some money around like we moved today. However, I had to have an extra teacher that I didn't budget for to start the school year. So I just wanted to name that it's not an issue it's not an issue of we're spending too much money too fast.
Yeah.
It has everything to do with making sure that we as a governing board and Anna and I reconcile at every quarter. And this is kind of what I've been after. And I couldn't really eloquently say why. This is why.
Yeah.
This is why right here.
So I just want to add one more thing. So there are two sources of operational fund. There is a cash carryover and the money that we get from the ACG. So we expect to see increase in both. First of all, the cash carryover will be adjusted based on the financial statement that I reviewed recently, and I actually see that what we projected very conservative because we don't want to cut money back. So that's why, but there will be, I think, about like $80,000 to $90,000 increase in our cash carryover. Plus, because of membership increase as of 40th day, we will see this adjustment in our ACG. But unfortunately, it takes a time for PED to make it process. I believe the last year we only got this money, like award letter is in March. So it takes another like few months. Before this happened, we still need to be accurate and be on the safe side just to make sure we don't go, over budget. So, but we do have some also additional funds like Medicaid cash that we already now can actually, like for the next board meeting, we will compare to actual cash and what we received so that we can, submit the bar and make sure that we actually allocated everything what we have received. So there are some room for us to play, and we already, had a meeting today with Jen and team, so we made like a few steps. But before we get additional funds from PED for membership, we just need to be accurate. But
that was the absolutely awesome lesson I had today. And it was interesting. It was super interesting to feel that for the first time. That's the first time I've ever felt that. I don't know how else to fix that other than make sure that prior year cash carryover is super thick just in case, right? Yeah.
Yeah, normally we do, we actually normally do like the increase our cash carryover after we have financial statements released, but I don't think we actually need to wait. And I think with team, we will just sit down and do everything what we're supposed to do in January and February. Then we submit it to PED. We will just do it early just to make sure the school gets this budget that, since our budget is tight.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, so these graphs are already reflecting the 185 underestimated, right? Okay, that's what I wanted.
What is our original budget that we submitted to PED in spring last fiscal year? So once, we won't see any changes and increase in ACG until probably like March next year. So because it takes time for PED to process all these changes, adjust the budget, and distribute additional funding.
So we don't essentially adjust until we receive the actual notice of award or award.
Yes,
right? Okay,
that's correct.
Okay.
So we need to wait until they will process all of the data.
And then we don't work with that budget. That's what I hear Jen saying is we pretend we don't have that yet.
Yeah, so we just
Okay.
need to be, yeah, so we know
Okay.
that we will get eventually this money, but so
Yeah.
with what we have right now, we just want to make sure that our budget is sufficient to cover all our expenditures.
Sure.
Just in
Okay.
case. But the only money that we can actually increase right now, this is a cash carryover, because I already know what will be the numbers. And
Okay.
so we will just prepare some, bars for the next board meeting. So we'll review
Okay.
everything what we have, but this money will be, it's not going to be much, but it will help. So to, it will help to we just need to make sure that we increase this budgeted amount, and the cash carryover that we have will help to increase
Okay.
this number.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the next report is a revenue report. So this is operational. So right now you can see that we received only 566. So once we have the final allocation from PED, so this number will be, they will distribute more. This is a revenue for other funds that we have received. So some of this is for the prior year request for reimbursement. So some of them for the current. So this is just more information by each fund. So this is a breakdown expenditure by function and by object, and also monthly cash fund distribution.
No axe.
And also projected balance by fund. Just let me know if you have any questions.
Who is it?
The next report is a revenue report. So in actual column, so you can see what was the actual revenue. For each fund. And on page 30, we have our expenditure reports.
Okay.
So this is just by each fund, and I can show you the example where we have a negative balance. So for example, right now our operational fund is negative. So once we increase our budget with a cash carryover, so that will be, and we actually found some discrepancies during our meeting with Jen. So, sometimes what happens if we have incorrect purchase order, so encumbrances number may be not accurate. Encumbrances is not what's spent, but it's sitting in the purchase order. So once we close the purchase order that we discussed today and make a correction, so that should help. Please let me know if you have any other questions about expenditures. And the next report is a bank reconciliation. I will follow up with the business office with the team and Aaron regarding this check, because I think they tried to reach her out for, to cash.
I actually asked her about it today. We can take that one off.
Oh, well, okay. We just in case if we can print the check again, so we can void this one and print another one.
Yeah, that's fine. She keeps losing them though. So we can try that one more time.
Okay.
But she just kind of shrugged her shoulders at it today. So I'm not chasing nice to have reimbursements.
Maybe she can donate to student activity fund.
Yeah, right? Right?
Right?
Amen, girl. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Actually, this one was cashed. Sorry about that. This is the cash one. This is outstanding checks. So that's good. Sorry. I was looking at this. I thought that's outstanding.
Okay.
Actually, it's
Okay.
cash. Yeah. So we're good. Here's a list of outstanding checks. So
Maybe that's why she was confused, because I legit asked her about it getting ready for this meeting today. No wonder she's confused. Maybe it's me.
Oh,
uh,
yeah. So, that One Stop Chill and Fill is that kind of, individual, single member, owner?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay. It's just been 2 months as of today. So I don't know if you know them or if you've
I'll reach
seen
out.
them.
Yep. I'll reach out.
Normally with small businesses, that you'll see them get
They
cash
want-
right away. So,
Yeah, I'll reach out. I'll actually text them right now.
okay. I know it's nothing to worry about. It's not 6 months, but I'm sure that if it's a small business, they need that.
all right. So, and the next report is a bank statement. And that's all we have.
Amy, 1 second. Sorry, I'm looking for my recon. There it is. I know I had a recon page here. Okay. Okay.
Are you good?
Good deal.
Okay, very good. All right, so may I get a motion to approve the payroll and accounts payable payment vouchers for October, right?
For September.
Sorry,
September.
for September.
I move to approve the payment vouchers and are we doing them all? Or we're just doing one at a time?
I was just gonna go through, but I was reading the notes from last time. I'm kind of following how she had done it
That's fine.
last time.
The payroll and accounts payable payment vouchers. I move to approve those.
And I'll second. So moved by Beth and seconded by Denise. And then do I hear a motion to approve the financial statement reports, which include financial analysis and bank reconciliations for October?
I move. Beth will move to
Okay,
approve
Beth.
those reports.
I'll second to approve
All
the
right.
reports.
All right, so moved by Beth and seconded by Rick.
Yes.
And then, did you have any spot checks this last time, Beth?
I did. I'm so sorry, guys. I did not have a moment
Okay.
to do that.
Perfect. All right.
Period. So what I'll do, because honestly, I'm looking through this check report, that I didn't see any that stood out. So I'll probably still ask for the ones from last month, and then if I go through here again, okay, maybe there's one I can ask in addition. I don't want to put too much on Tim.
Okay, perfect. All right, roll call, please.
Denise,
Yes.
Rick,
Present?
Beth, yes.
Perfect. Okay, on to new business. So we've got the T1 data attendance, and I love to see what that looks like. Because I clicked on the thing, and of course you have to have a login.
Oh shoot.
Anyway, so
Sorry. I didn't
tell us.
That's on me.
Oh, I thought.
No. That's on me. I forgot to set the parameter right. Can you share the agenda one more time? Do you guys see it? I don't see it.
No.
Where you at, sister? All right.
I'm right here. I'm trying to get it up right now.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, I don't know why my link didn't work. It's
Hang
not
on,
working.
Anna, you can go. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I didn't even think.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much.
Sorry,
Have a good
sorry.
day.
Yeah.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
And if we can just note on the minutes that Anna left at 6:02.
Okay. We yesterday or over on Monday, I was asked to come. I got flagged to come speak at the state attendance conference for this result right here. I'm gonna just tab instead. Bummer, dude. You can't see it. I'm gonna have to figure something else out besides YouTube. It's not working. I want to share a tab instead. This is so silly, but I'm gonna do it anyways. This is my attendance dash plan for chronic absenteeism. Can you guys see that at all?
We
If you
can
move
see
it
what it looks like.
towards, yeah,
Just not.
and
And then make your screen flatter.
and yeah, make your screen sit straight up and down. Can you do that?
There you go.
There you go.
Better.
Well, let's see here.
Okay. What I want you to notice is this top line right here. 2022-2023 chronic absenteeism rate, 81% of our students were chronically absent. In the 2023-2024 school year, our chronic absenteeism rate was 67.8%. You want this, which means that 13%, greater than 13%, have become regular attenders and not chronically absent. We went and we found them through our early warning system. Does that make sense?
So you're saying that our chronic absenteeism has improved 15%?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
That is exactly what I'm saying.
That's awesome.
The other one that I am super proud of is our English language learners right here had a chronic absenteeism rate of almost 80%. They are now they now have a chronic absenteeism rate of 55%.
Ooh.
Brilliant.
The next one, students with disabilities, the other kind of bread and butter to us. 81, almost 82% were chronically absent. That is now decreased to 70% absent or chronically absent. Okay. And the reason why I put that as a new business item is you guys are going to get invites to come speak in a couple of scenarios. One at Capitol Outlay with legislature, and then the second one at APS school district, and potentially the state. They weren't you can tell the state was a little bit in their feelings on Monday about, kind of about the conference and about the tone in it, and why were smaller schools able to go find so many more kids and all this other kind of stuff, right? And I just did a ton of observing, and let the data speak for itself. But at the state level, we need Gilbert Senna and our lookalikes need more support from people who have some power with policy, and that's our governing boards. To come speak about what attendance teams can do, how you fund an attendance team, how you finance an attendance team, what are some of the expectations around the attendance team, things like that. In order for it to get any traction, because what was really disheartening was to be in a room. There was 41 attendees in my room, 41, right? And the message was loud and clear. The larger the school, the more we heard we can't do that. But they're getting more money because of our state accountability system, right? So they're also the ones that can say their attendance, they have the highest attendance rate, 90% or better. Also, what they can't do is talk to this. So the push out there is for better policy in community services and equitable funding on a per student ratio, essentially. Okay. So every time crazy Aunt Brenda at the front desk makes a phone call, that's an opportunity, one opportunity that I hope to be logged. I can show, really in a moment's notice how many calls she makes. That's not nothing. But I still continue to hear in spaces, we have too many kids to call, so we send a robocall. We don't do house visits because they're not safe. I sort of get that. Here's my other favorite. We don't have funding to fund an attendance coach. It's Title I funding. What else are you spending your money on? How's it working for you? Does that make sense? So just know, as I send calendar invites, I'm going to mark you guys as optional. If you can come, because we need the voice at the table. If it's to your wheelhouse, like financing, small school size and small business, obviously, Elizabeth, I'm going to call and be like, hey, Beth, you got to move this over. You got to come with me. Denise talking to policymakers and legislature, there's nobody better to do that work than you. And I'll just funnel you the data. Rick, there was a talk around social emotional learning and social emotional support. And they didn't like, there was 3 of us charter leaders who have kind of similar models that have the X factor, that have the Mr. Jackson. And they couldn't move past a traditional dean of student lens. Like, it was like, they could not do it. How do you find, you can't pay him like a teacher, you can't do all these things. He is a leader, he is an SEL expert and a leadership member for my team. He is not he cannot. Kids are never going to want to come to school if all they do is get kicked out. They're never going to want to. Are there reasons to do that? Yes. I'm not. Yeah, anyways, I won't get on the soapbox. But I wanted it as a new business item because I wanted you to see the state level of progress in our subgroups that's happening. And we're not getting, and I say support. I don't need the high five. I just need to have a pot of funds to pull out of my operational, 25, 30 grand to have a bus instead of paying, use city cabs. And I say a bus, a van, right? I need another, probably 50 grand to fund kind of a combination of Yareli's work at the front desk and Brenda's work with the crazy stalker calls and family calls and things like that. We can't get snack packs in from APS fast enough to feed our kids to go home on the weekend.
Yeah.
Right? $947 in my Title I budget to fund a clothing bank. Now, I was born and raised in a ranch. Like, you can get pretty thrifty. We can.
Yep.
I can make that work. But I'll never change our school designation, and I'll never be able to implement more resources for our students that need it, that aren't surviving in big comprehensive schools. If I'm going to make that big of a dip with that limited resources, give us all equitable resources so we can get it fixed. Does that make sense? Okay. That was really it. We always put discussion, possible action, but there was nothing more than a discussion.
Just a discussion.
Yeah. Nothing more than a discussion.
Yeah, and I will be there if it's about attendance. Absolutely.
I think will forever have a slide or two in every slide deck I have. Yeah.
Yeah, and when I tell people about the work that we did when you and I worked together, they just don't for some reason understand. It's weird. Like, they look at me with this glazed over face.
I literally got asked, why did you work that hard over the pandemic? I said, because the kids were lost.
Yeah.
It was we still had school. One principal was mortified that his principal had to essentially kind of tackle and kind of confront somebody in their front office of their vestibule. I looked right at him and I go, that's an everyday thing at my school.
Yeah.
I said, and if they don't respond to that, we go to their house. I said there's magic, the whole talk was around the magic at the 5-day mark. 5 days, it starts to kind of take a serious effect on grades and learning and things like that. So if my team isn't able to get them in quickly, they go out, and they're so attuned to it now, they just do it, and you can see the results of the decrease in the chronic absenteeism.
You can't argue with the results.
No.
Yeah. Well, and I don't understand how anybody cannot understand the correlation between attendance and the learning. Like, these schools that are CSI schools and all this, whatever.
Yeah.
It's because their kids aren't going to school, but they're not doing anything about it. Like, it's like beating a dead horse. I don't understand how you don't get that. And that's what I say every time. I'm like, well, if you got your attendance better, you probably wouldn't be doing so bad. When the teachers, so-and-so's failing. I'm like, well, when are they there? Well, they've missed half of school. I'm like, okay, well, grades won't get better unless you get them to school. Well, I don't really know how to do that. And I'm just like, oh my God. Just, anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll be there because
Can I ask a question real quick?
Sure.
When you're talking about chronic absenteeism, I'm sure there's a rule. Is there a percentage
10 days.
qualifies? 10 days out of a quarter?
Well, so
It's like 10.
So it's a percentage of your calendar.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a percentage of your calendar.
Okay. No, I was curious where that was. So
Mm-hmm. Sorry, we start being crazy at 10 days. I mean, really crazy.
What's super interesting is the law, the Student Success Act now really doesn't allow me to do much until 18 days.
Yeah.
So I got to let a kid go for 18 days doing who knows what. Sorry, not doing it. 10, and again, when you read the law, it's kind of gray, right? So that famous, what the three of us know, 5, 7, and 10, there's merit to that. There's big time merit to that. So, but the actual calculation is it's the percentage of days missed on their calendar.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Good question. So on this dashboard, like how does that work exactly? I mean, are you putting in numbers? Is the state taking the numbers
Both.
they're getting and okay.
Yep, both. It's a direct input, and then we put our attendance improvement plan in there.
Got it.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Do I need to do a roll call right now, Beth? Before we move into the next thing? I don't think so, right? Can't hear you.
Sorry, my husband came and I muted myself. We didn't vote on anything, so,
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
or we didn't move anything, whatever.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Okay. Then if there's no other discussion on that, we will go to old business and talk about training hours.
I just want to make sure that the only assignment the only sign up that I have is Tenese's, and I want to make sure I get that purchase requisition open. Do you guys need me to send that to the top of your email? Do you have the PCSNM email? I don't want to overload you guys.
I'm sorry, I meant to fill that out, so I will do that tomorrow.
Please. Yep. I just need you guys to do it.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yep. If we
Same.
could.
I will do this as soon as I can. I actually was at a conference this week and talked about this charter school conference to several people there. So I will get that done this evening or tomorrow. This evening.
Okay.
So I probably won't do it tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah, mine's done.
That way I can open. I want to be able to open that PO on Monday.
Okay.
Gold star for Denise.
It's only because I, had to make my hotel reservation. So I'm just kidding.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna go ahead and stay at the Santa, whatever, the casino,
Yeah,
just because I wasn't
casino.
gonna pay $300. Just anyways. And we're just going the 2 days because the first day is for charters only, right?
Correct.
That's all I put down was for 2 days.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Except I'm probably gonna crash the happy hour
Please do. You're
because I
so
like to see all those people.
You're so funny. You're so funny. Yeah. Okay.
All right, cool. Director's report.
Ureli, can you click on that link for me?
Give me a second, okay? Let me start presenting so I can show it in the other bigger screen.
Got it.
Perfect.
Yeah, there you go. And then click on that link to the dashboard. Okay, cool. So the only reports or this starts kind of that Q2 progress towards goals for my report, and I just align it with my executive director's report. So into December will be our first measure of our mission to line goals. And whether it's December or January, I'm not for sure yet, but we set a goal for no later than January. I'm also going to show you the data tracking tool that will belong to Senna measure this accurately out of PowerSchool. Okay. I still do need 2 PDP walkthrough dates. Doesn't matter who. It could be the same person twice. Those were the dates that we had for literally just to come make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and meeting all of the all of the principal house competencies that the state has set. So we'll need volunteers for. Well, I'll need 2 volunteers for that. And then, of course, May, I always put on there for graduation. But Ureli, if you'd scroll down to the next one. Sorry, scroll back up. We're just going to go one chunk at a time. Right there. Yep. So, let's see, my graduation goal, we actually just certified this just the other day. I apologize. Ureli, if you could type in there for me that is 51 students, not 30, but 51, row 19. Do you see where it says 30 in cell C? Yep. Put 51 for me there.
It's not allowing me to make the change.
No worries. I'll do it as soon as we get off here. Anyways, I apologize that that's not accurate. We have projected 51 students at 40th day with 18 credits or more. Yep, that's an all-time high. That's an all-time high. The enrollment and retention goal we set for this year was 60 students at 40th day. And each month over month there, I track for you guys what our enrollment looks like. Okay. August was crazy. Ureli was working really hard in enrollment. We had 192 on the books. September rolls around. We're still holding really strong to a ton of students at 187. And then in October, we certified at 185. So again, that big SEG adjustment that I learned, I kind of one eye open, one eye closed. I don't know how you start an effective school year down a teacher. I can't do that. but it certainly makes spending everywhere else, exactly what needs to happen, which is paying attention. The measures used down there at the bottom for my human resource goal is I've retained 100% of my instructional staff to date. Okay. Yep. So that should be I'll update those. I'll update those as they come. We did have one personnel join just the step before the PIP, but that's not a reportable, ready to go, like improvement plan. Does that make sense? You just this human is on notice is all really. Okay. Any questions? Any questions for me on the dashboard or the director's report?
No, awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome report.
Yep. Thank you.
Very nice.
Yep.
Mhm.
Quick and easy. It's quite nice that all of these things are up to date and the system's in place. And
Well, that's what it is, right? You
Yeah.
have a good system.
and
So
the
it's easy to
Yeah.
kind of roll through like
Yep.
that.
Yep. So I think we can go back to the agenda.
Okay, so we need to go into executive session at
Correct.
this time. So you'll know at 6. Do we do a roll call before or just after?
We go into executive session and then when we come out, we do the time and we move and come out, right? Do we have to move?
Yeah,
Hold
you
on.
got-
Let's go ahead and move to go to executive session.
Okay.
And it'll be fun. So, who would like to move? Who would like to do that?
I move that we go into executive session.
Perfect.
Okay, I'll second it.
All right, moved by
All right.
Rick and seconded by Rick to go into executive session at, roll call, please.
Denise,
Yes.
Rick,
Here.
Beth, yes, here.
All right, fantastic. So let's go into executive session at 6:26.
Okay, hold on 1 second, Denise. Let me stop this. Stop this live stream.
Okay.
Okay.